Our must win. They're number one, we're number two. Right now we're in the wild card. We're at 11-3, we're in the wild card. We have got to win this. It's gonna be really hard to do. But I think it can be done.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up. These two guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us.
Well, he's going to want his 50th touchdown pass. I already know that.
Whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding him to no gain.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Looking to throw. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. The 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big 30-yard play on third.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that little.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Here's Bridgewater, and a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Bridgewater now. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Sherrills to return it.
Oh, that's an illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Hell, even I saw that.
A pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
All right, here we go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the
stretch him out a little bit
before he's brought down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings for some reason it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
the
that's a
numbers,
big
he's on
hole
pace
right
for
there.
200 plus right now. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I don't like none of those.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. Some strong running at the 20.
Oh.
He got position on him, and he pulls
Couldn't
it
turn it
in.
upfield.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The numbers for Diggs from a week ago. 6 catches, 106 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage is not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong. Takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
Now back to throw. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Gostkowski the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Bridgewater on first down. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he goes out right around the 39. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Throwing is Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
What was that?
Go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
And now out comes Minnesota. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Humphries, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
Yeah, this isn't playing like I thought it would.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0.
The first time I played the Bears, like they were playing
now out to kick it away.
Like we were like in the playoffs.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Yeah, this time, God, they're just kind of
Bears
rolling
offense making
over.
their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the
They got a bunch of
NFC.
injuries or
And with
something,
teams
maybe?
jockeying for position, one thing we do know already, they're all set. They've got the #1 seed in their back pocket with still 2 games to go.
And that gives you a chance to experiment a little bit as well. It doesn't mean that you just have wholesale changes, starters don't play. I'm not talking about strictly that. I'm talking about guys who maybe haven't played enough during the year, or you want to see them in different spots. You know, can that running back split out and catch the football a little bit as you head to the playoffs? Maybe you run a few plays to put them on tape and make your opponents watch them and say, oh, we got to prepare for that. A lot of ways they can go, knowing that they own the #1 spot.
Pretty fortunate there. The interception that ended the
They
last
don't own it,
drive, and
though.
then boom, the first pass here almost picked on this drive.
Like this right here, like we're playing for the #1 spot right now.
Certainly not the best of decisions there.
Because they're #1.
Gets around.
And I'm #2.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A nice pickup
And
there of 11
like this game
yards,
here,
and
if
it'll
we
move the
win,
sticks. What makes a draw play
will
like
put
that
us even,
successful?
and then there's still one more game after this.
And that was a big part of it,
So if
but
we
a lot of
win
it is just being
the game against the
actors back
Lions,
there.
which we
Making
should
the
because it's
defense
the
think
Lions,
it's going to be a pass.
and the Bears, if they lose to whoever, even if they win, it doesn't matter, I don't think.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit
I don't want to
and then
enter the
changing
wild
things up on
card.
you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the
Oh,
identity
our
may have to go out
record.
the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
And he's got his man on the out route. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Burton. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Bridgewater now looking to throw on 1st.
I got an average house with a nice hardwood floor. My wife and my job, my kids and my car. My feet on my table.
Boom, it's a touchdown.
Oh, man.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get
was one
overexcited
long pick
and have a
six.
bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Extra point, good by Gostkowski. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Whoa.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go here, Teddy Bridgewater and company marches back onto the field. In 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes when you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Bridgewater now on second down. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean,
For
he's
real?
already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely, very well.
See if they do have some injuries. No, they don't have any injuries.
Been a third
I
interception.
mean, our defense is ranked number 1, though. So.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's Sherrills. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And an alley to run.
I didn't like any of those. They were all really well covered.
Picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Shuffle the puppies.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Gostkowski for the point after.
I suppose I should thank that other Bear for breaking up that other guy's tackle. If it wasn't for him,
extra point.
he'd have been
The round
stopped.
is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A First down throw for Bridgewater. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Bridgewater again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I'm going to get the ball 34 seconds left.
As it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Decent position,
Here comes
too.
the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And how about the
Well, I guess we should play it.
3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well.
Good ball, Diggs. Wide open. Yeah, we'll go out of bounds.
Now he's just open for number 4. A good pick up there, 26 yards. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys,
I love it when
the
they play zone.
they declare themselves open. You know, he's got to throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Too much time to think.
This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll get into the end zone.
Holy
Touchdown,
crap.
Minnesota. Adam Thielen.
That was
in
way
the
too
final
easy.
seconds of the first half. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that
What
one.
in the hell is
Clinic.
going on?
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So that drive, 4 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
Well, barring a completely epic fuck-up, I would say we won this game.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Probably going to run it to the right.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
I don't know why they just don't take a knee.
Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start in the Motor City. Detroit playing host to Green Bay in an NFC North matchup. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Baker Mayfield with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan has a touchdown
Yeah, we've
pass.
never lost an away game, but we've lost like
All right,
2
Coach,
home games.
Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter
3 home
number
games.
3.
Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
You're right, I'm 11-3.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things. But winning the division is paramount. But you're right. They won't step off the gas here.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Howard. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
Surprised that wasn't a face
Sheldon
mask right there.
Richardson there to make the play.
Sure looked like it was pretty close to it.
Advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let
Looks
the
like they're going to run it right up the
free,
gut.
but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater.
Nope, but that works anyway.
Eric Kendricks in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Well, that they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going
No
out of
need to
bounds.
take the hit.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. He'll drop to throw. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he stopped immediately there.
Jeez.
Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. They'll set up to throw. He finds Humphreys. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to
that was a face mask.
get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray, his 9th touchdown of the season. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we scored touchdowns, running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone. We saw evidence of that on that play.
Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
This is not at all playing like I thought it would. For real. I'm really kind of disappointed.
Defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They go with Howard again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And now out comes Minnesota. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total.
Oh, that's the end of the quarter.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they'll run it here. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Burton. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. A give to Howard. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on there. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The Bears on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. Ooh, with a juke. And he's
holy shit.
It's a foot race. The 40. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big
I was not playing the run at all.
51 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. 1st down, Bridgewater. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Love the effort, love the dramatics. Getting the feet down. How about a little step shuffle along the sideline there, almost like a great ballet dancer or a tap dancer. All for no gain, though?
I was going to say, it's so pretty, and it gets you nothing. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
So now they want to play?
You and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. first and 10. Bridgewater. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll throw again. Bridgewater. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give him credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Are you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. The extra point splits the uprights as they make the score.
Are they going to be retarded and go for an onside? Yes, they are. Makes no sense.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Jonathan Hankins in on the stop.
Whoa.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now they try the right side here. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Bears, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.